If you let your guard down, I'm not gonna let you fall. Hold on to me now. You're not invincible. I'll carry you somehow. The weight of you makes me strong.
AJ, Real Easy, hello. What's up, Washington? Ryan, hello. Guys, thank you so much. You are like the first ones here, so hopefully I'll see you guys at the end of the show. Oh, Sean, thank you for the roses. Guys, thank you so much for joining. My name is Gabby, if you don't know me. This is a show called In It Together with Gabby and Sammy that Sammy J, who's in the comments, and I do every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sammy and I talk about coping with emotional, social, and psychological well-being to promote self-healing and self-development. And every week we have a new topic that we dig into to provide you guys with education, resources, and tips that you can apply to your everyday life on your journey to happier living. And we do the show because we're in it together. If you ever feel overwhelmed or like you need a push in the right direction, hopefully this show will be a good step for you. So thank you guys so much for joining. Blake Premer is in the house. He's our featured guest today. I'm so excited to have him on the show. Before we get into what to expect of the show, I'm going to play our intro for you that Ash Marie and I worked really hard on. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope you enjoy.
Hold on to me now. You're not invincible. If you let your guard down, I'm not gonna let you fall. Hold on to me now. I'm not invincible. Drowning in self-doubt. Can you pull my demons out? Oh, it's all on the table. Nothing to hide. Hold on to me now. You're not invincible. I'll carry you somehow. The weight of you makes me strong. Hold on to me now. I'm not invincible. They're dragging me.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. My name is Gabby. This is a show called In It Together with Gabby and Sammy that we do every single Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sammy, my co-host and a mental health counselor, is in the comments. She will be joining us in the box here in a little bit. But thank you guys so much for joining. We do the show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and talk about coping with emotional, social, and psychological well-being to promote self-healing and self-development. We have a new topic every week that we dig into. We provide you guys with education, resources, and advice that you can apply to your everyday life on your journey to self-healing and happiness. And we do the show because sometimes life can be overwhelming. Maybe you need a push in the right direction. Maybe you need to change your mindset, and this hopefully will be a place where you can do that to take take a good first step in the right direction. So thank you guys for joining. Blake Premer is here. He is actually our featured guest on the show tonight. He's going to be he's actually going to be how we close the show, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Let me tell you what to expect tonight. So we always start off the show with a Q&A section from Instagram. Our Instagram is inittogether_meet me. It's in my bio. Someone will probably put it in the comments as well. If you ever follow us there, you could take part in this aspect of the show. It makes the content super personal. It also gives us a chance to potentially have you on the show as a guest. So make sure you guys take advantage of that opportunity. We love reading all of your responses. Um, and for the record, by the way, this week we're talking about vision boards. So after we go through your questions on Instagram, Sammy J will be joining us. We're going to talk a little bit about what vision boards are, how they became popular, why they're beneficial, and we might even be like debunking a little bit of I don't know. We'll see. There's some things that we're going to be debunking tonight, but it's going to be super cool. At the near the end of the show, we're going to teach you how to make a vision board. I have a vision board that I made, and Blake Premer has a vision board that he made, which is super cool that he took the time. Um, prob probably like 40. Is that okay? I could always have you go first for your vision board if you'd like, Blake. Okay. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you for joining. Let's dig into these Instagram questions. So this was a two-parter. The very first question was, what goal must you achieve in the next 12 months? And the follow-up question is, what's going to keep you motivated to get there? So these are a two-part question. So the two parts are answered by the same person, essentially. This person wants to increase their flexibility and be able to do splits. And what's going to keep them motivated? They're going to be doing yoga every day. This person wants their health to be back where they want it. And what's going to keep them motivated is feeling better, having more energy. That's going to keep them motivated. This person, their goal for the next 12 months is to continue to stay healthy, both physically and mentally. And their motivation is eating healthier and exercising. This person's 12-month goal is to be more financially stable, and what's keeping them motivated is knowing that it's a temporary situation and just to take it one day at a time. This person's goal is to lose weight, and their motivation is pictures. This person's 12-month goal was to find a career that's fulfilling, and what's keeping them motivated is money and being an adult. This person wants to be happy with themselves physically and mentally, and what's going to keep them motivated? They're actually not sure, so hopefully they're at the show tonight so they can find some motivation. This person wants to be healthy and sober in the next 12 months, and what's going to keep them motivated is exercise and religion. This person's 12-month goal is to decide if they want to stay with their current job or find a new job, and the motivation behind that is the dislike of their current job. This person's 12-month goal is to pay off debt, and actually they didn't reply to the second half of the question, which was what keeps you motivated. But the answer here is the results. Nothing was accomplished without great effort, because they didn't answer the first question. So paying off debt and the results is what's keeping you motivated. So that is it for the Instagram questions. Thank you guys for always taking the time out of your day to reply to those. It's super cool to see what you guys have to say. Sammy J is going to join us. We're going to talk a little bit about some of your responses, and then we're going to dig into the meat of the show. Hello, Sammy.
Hi, hello guys. How is
Looks so
everybody?
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
It always gets me when the box gets a little bit bigger.
I know. So Sammy, we just went through some of those Instagram responses, and the first one, it's a two-parter. So it was, what is your goal that you must achieve in the next 12 months, and what's going to keep you motivated to do so? How did you feel about some of those responses?
So I liked a lot of the goals. I think they were really good. I think we missed the mark a little bit, guys, on motivation. You know, motivation is the things that are like the rewards or the consequences, right? So the things that are going to keep me moving in that direction or push me in a different direction, not actually the steps that you're going to take to achieve the goal. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about motivators, because motivators are a great thing to kind of go through when we're looking at goals, but you got to understand what an actual motivator is.
Right. So just to chime in on that, there was one of the goals was I want to be healthier, and they said their motivation was exercise. But I would argue that exercise is something you need to be motivated to do in the first place, and that's just one step toward your big goal. So
yes.
So yeah, like the rewards, or I guess
like losing weight,
the dislikes and things,
liking their body better.
Mr. Motivation's even here today. Thank you. We need you today.
Yes, we need motivation. Keep us moving.
So, guys, we are talking about vision boards today, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen this documentary called The Secret. If you have, hit a one. I never even heard of it until we started to kind of talk about vision boards here. Beth has seen it. Oh my gosh, wonderful! Real easy to
Oh,
see it.
maybe have
Okay,
to.
so vision boards became really popular from that documentary. It's on Netflix if you ever want to watch it. It's a little cheesy, but it's a pretty cool documentary though. Um, so what are vision boards exactly, Sammy, for those of us who might not know? Or actually, before you answer that, who has made a vision board in this chat? Hit a one if
Yeah,
you've
good
made
thing to
one.
start.
Hit a two if you've never made one or never heard of it.
Oh, lots of twos, lots of twos. Okay, we got a
Okay,
new topic for people. Sweet.
awesome. Okay, so now we can ask you, Sammy, what is a vision board?
Okay, so in a nutshell, it's just a tool that we're using. So this is not a therapeutic technique. It's not a theory. It's not a psychological theory. It's just a tool that we can use. So it's a visual representation of what we want in life. Um, so this is a good way to sit down and think about what are our goals, what are not just the day-to-day goals that we're trying to do, but like what is the big picture, what are the things we're trying to accomplish in our life, and put a visual image to it. That way you're not just holding it in your brain, it's right there for you to reflect on every day, multiple times a day if you want. So making vision boards helps with positivity, increasing self confidence, enhancing goal setting. We kind of talked about that already. So essentially, it's just kind of like a collage. I know probably a lot of us that were like, coming up in the internet age, we're like making collages in our room, pulling out magazine pictures and printing out photos from the internet of our crushes and putting them all over our walls. Like that was like a beginner vision board essentially. So it's a collage of photos, images. We can even have phrases on there if there's a certain phrase. Um, on a poster board or whatever kind of surface that you want to do it. It's your wall, it's your mirror, it's your um 20-foot banner. I don't know. However you want it. Um, so the idea of a vision board stems from the hypothesis positive thinking leads to positive outcomes. So there's this idea of positivity with vision boards that we want to focus on. So some people will put like things that they also want to avoid, but most people say that you should just focus on the positive things that you're working towards. But there's really no right or wrong way to do it. So whatever helps. So you can put whatever photos you want about house, car, relationships, jobs, whatever you want to become your reality, put it on your vision board. That's a vision board in a nutshell.
Cool. Cool, cool. Okay, so we kind of talked about how the vision boards have become popular from that documentary, The Secret, which is on Netflix. So it talks about something called the law of attraction. It kind of claims the law of attraction is, you know, the idea behind a vision board.
Yeah.
And what the law of attraction is, according to The Secret, is that you can attract whatever you want if you are like radiating the energy that you want to receive. So whatever you put in the world, you're going to get back. And Sammy was kind of saying, oh, in the vision board, you should put the things you want, not the things you want to avoid. So basically, as an example, in this movie, they said this person was focusing on debt, like they want to get rid of their debt, and they're stressing out about getting rid of it as their goal, that they're actually like getting more bills in the mail. They notice like, maybe they're getting in more debt for some reason. But they claim if you flip the coin and you think, oh, it's not the debt I want to take care of, I just want to make more money. So if you think about it in that way, the universe apparently can give it to you. And that's what the law of attraction is in The Secret. um, yeah, so that kind of leads us to our next question. Which, by the way, if you guys are just tuning in, this is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. Sammy is my co-host and a mental health counselor, and together we do this show to talk about coping with emotional, social, and psychological well-being, to promote self-healing and self-development. And today we're talking about vision boards. We just talked a little bit about why they are beneficial to us and how they became popular, and we kind of just talked about the law of attraction. But how real is the law of attraction? It kind of sounds too good to be true, but
Doesn't it?
Sammy's here. Sammy's here to debunk some stuff for us.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like the concept. I like the idea. I'm a little bit more scientific minded, so I have some problems with it, but I like the overall arching idea. I think it's a nice fluffy idea that makes us feel warm inside. Um, so it's a little pseudoscience-y for me. There's not really any real scientific evidence. You know, if you get into the law of attraction, it talks about this idea that your brain waves like have this electrical activity that like actually pull energy towards you. And yes, you do have brain waves, but we don't have evidence that your brain waves actually like pull energy towards you. It's I don't we don't have a lot of scientific data for that one. So there. Um it's also not the same thing as positive thinking. So the law of attraction suggests that we get what we ask for. So we want something, we get it. We concentrate on it, we focus it, we get it. But positive psychology and positive thinking just is this idea that it's a lens to look through the world at, right? So if I look at the world in a more positive way, I'm going to see things different. Therefore, I might see different opportunities and I can choose to engage in the world in a different way that might lead to more opportunity. That's where I fit in a little bit more with this idea of positivity, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But let me continue on law of attraction for a minute. There's a couple more things I have a problem with.
Got a bone to pick with you, law of attraction.
Just a little. It's just a little. I need to make sure everybody's staying grounded with me. It's a little too out there in the universe for me. So it also, if we're going by the law of attraction, what we're saying to people is that people with mental illness asked for their mental illness because that's what this suggests, right? We get what we ask for. I have a problem with that. Most people with mental illness do not want their mental illness. They did not ask for it. It also suggests that they can simply get rid of it by saying that they're going to not have a mental illness anymore. I also have a problem with that because it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Also, last point on my rant, actions. It says nothing about actions. Shouldn't our actions matter? Law of attraction does not require actual change to occur. So it does not require that you go out and work extra hours to make money. It just simply says that you sit there and you think about money and you get money.
How you
No
wish.
actual change. I have problems with that.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. So that is my, but I like this idea of like, think about what you want, stay focused on that. I think that's great.
Yeah. So if you guys are just tuning in, this is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. We're talking about vision boards today. We just kind of debunked the law of attraction, which I don't know if the vision board was exactly based off of that idea, but I would say maybe a little bit. I mean,
it just became popular because of that idea.
Yeah.
I think vision boards were a thing before The Secret. It just kind of like popularized this idea.
Okay, cool. So I have a question for you guys. Have you guys ever predicted your future? And when I say this, I mean, let's say you're at work and you have a project you're doing and you're super stoked. You think it's going to go great and you think you're going to get a promotion, and then boom, you do great and you get a promotion. Or flip the coin. You're about to take a test. You're in college. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to fail. And then maybe you fail. So that's not fortune telling. It's actually something called self-fulfilling prophecy. And it kind of sounds a lot like, if you guys are ever here for mindfulness and anxiety, we talked a little bit about cognitive distortions and automatic negative thoughts, which are like normal things that people, all people have negative thoughts, but if it gets to a severe point where it's actually making you like tell your future, you know what I mean? Quotes. then that's a problem. So Sammy, this is going to lead into what positive psychology is. What exactly is self-fulfilling prophecy, if you had to give a definition to it?
So self-fulfilling prophecy is a piece of positive psychology. It's like this idea, so the exact definition, I'm going to read it for you, is a belief or expectation that an individual holds about a future event that manifests because the individual holds it. But it's still this idea that our thoughts influence, we talked about CBT, right? So cognitive behavioral therapy. So our thoughts interact with our behaviors. So if we think a certain thing, we're going to choose actions that put us in a direction of something, probably whatever it is that you're thinking about. So it's not just this idea that I thought it and it manifested and it happened. It's this idea that I thought about it and then I started doing things because I thought about it.
All right, so this kind of goes into positive psychology. So it's pretty obvious that, oh, you know what? Actually, before we get into that, I have a couple of more of examples about self-fulfilling prophecy. So, like in science. So, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the placebo effect. When people do studies on like two groups, sometimes they'll give the one group a treatment and the other group will not receive a treatment. But both groups think they're getting the treatment. So, when you look at the results of even like both parties of people, you see improvement because those people who had the placebo effect really truly thought they were getting treated. And just your mindset alone is proved to be able to have effects like that. The other one is kind of like a lot of us who might deal with depression and, like I said, the automatic negative thoughts, the cognitive distortions, thoughts like, oh, I can't do this, I'm worthless, I won't be able to function in society, that's some really deep stuff. But sometimes those thoughts can get you to the point where you really can't function in society. So it's obvious we need to think more positive to have more positive outcomes. And when we think of psychology, we kind of think of, oh, I'm going to my psychologist because I have depression or anxiety, some sort of mental illness, some sort of trauma I'm trying to cope with. But Sammy mentioned something called positive psychology, and Sammy's gonna tell us a little bit about it because it's new to me, so it'll be interesting to hear about.
Yeah, so this is more what I like to practice. I think it's a little bit more realistic and reasonable. I think we can also support it scientifically a little bit more too. So usually it when a therapist is practicing positive psychology, it's not the only tool that they're using. They're pulling from some other theories too, but this idea that concentrating on how like normal, quote unquote, normal people, so people without mental illnesses or other problems, how they attain greater happiness and purpose in their lives. So we're essentially studying the people that are flourishing. So we're moving past this idea of like mental health is just this absence of, or this idea that mental health is more than just an absence of illness. Sorry, guys. So we're looking at, what are people doing to be happier, not just what are their deficits, which I think is really encouraging, because sometimes it's hard, especially those that do have mental health diagnoses, to constantly be questioned about, well, what went wrong? What are you struggling with? Like, instead, let's say, what went right? What did you do well with this week? How can we do more of that? Those questions are equally as important. So I like this idea. So when we're looking at positive psychology, we're looking for optimism, people with optimism, self-confidence, hope, meaningful relationships, and a sense of purpose. These are the people that tend to kind of score higher on these happiness ratings and that kind of stuff. Gratitude is also a really, really important part of people's happiness. They did a study on 400 people who wrote letters of gratitude to people that had impacted their lives in positive ways. And they found that their happiness scores increased by doing this exercise. And it didn't increase just for that day or that moment. It increased it for a month out, just by having that gratitude towards these people in their lives. So gratitude is a huge part of this being positive and having this positive mindset.
Shout out to Jameson, by the way. He has a show on gratitude.
Yes. So positive psychologists use a thing called a PERMA model, PERMA, PERMA. So it's a guideline to understand human happiness. It stands for positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishments or achievements. So positive emotions is this idea that they don't want you simply to like force yourself to be positive. They want you mindfulness. We're pulling in mindfulness again for this one, guys. They want you to simply notice that when you are are having positive emotions, and like feel them fully, totally be in them in that moment. Don't skip it just to focus on the negative things that are coming in the future. So be in those positive emotions when you have them, but you don't have to force them. So that's really important. Engagement, again, mindfulness, be present in what you're doing, especially if it's something you enjoy. So don't let yourself get distracted by negative things. We talked about relationships a little bit. So research shows that people actually need other people to attain happiness. We can't just be by ourselves, guys. I know some of us want to do it. Our trauma tells us be by yourself. It's safer. It's easier. But you really do need other people. So you need to find ways to engage in strong relationships. So strong relationships include empathy. You need to find others that are empathetic, vulnerable, intimate, and have some form of love. And it doesn't have to be a romantic love. And actually, we're going to talk about different types of love and stuff next week. So stay tuned for that, guys. Then we have meaning. So we're taking time to discover personal strengths and find greater happiness. So people that are more happier have a better understanding of their meaning, their purpose, those kinds of things. And then the last part is accomplishment or achievement. So people thrive off of completing goals, and setting realistic but also challenging goals is key. So we can't just sit in the world and do nothing and have no direction. We need to find things that we're working towards and for in order to be happy. So that is positive psychology in a nutshell, y'all.
Whew, there you go. Guys, if you're just joining, this is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. We do the show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about coping with emotional, social, and psychological well-being to promote self-healing and self-development. We're talking about vision boards today. Vision boards is a lot deeper than you'd think, based on all this research we have. So Sammy just got done talking to us about positive psychology and how that can how we try to like live happier lives through positive psychology. Sorry, I'm like totally like not able to talk tonight.
Me neither. It's okay.
So guys, we're finally gonna get to this point where we talk about how to make a vision board, and I have a vision board too that I made that I'm going to show you guys. And Blake Premer, who is here, is also going to show you his vision board that he made, which is amazing that Blake took the time and effort to actually participate this much. He said the most participation anyone's ever had on the show as a guest has been Blake. So thank
Top
you.
Participation points for Blake.
Yes, we appreciate you. I'm going to actually, this is actually further away than I was expecting. Here, let me get my vision board. All right, guys. So just to kind of review, vision boards are it's a tool that you can use to kind of motivate you to reach goals and things in life that you would like to achieve. So it's pretty easy to make a vision board. There's no really right or wrong way. Me and Blake have very different vision boards. So typically, vision boards are a poster board with a collage of photos, quotes, really whatever you want to accomplish in life, as long as it's something that you think you're going to be able to do. Because we're trying to dig into this vision board to the point where we're using the SMART goal model, which is an acronym for, oh my gosh, I literally have it in front of me and I'm horrible. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely.
Yes.
Which we kind of made Blake put a little bit of work in using the SMART goal models. That's not necessarily something they tell you have to do, but we're trying to make sure we're actually going to get goals that are really achievable for us. So the things you would need to make a vision board: poster, glue, tape, magazine, scissors. You could make it digitally and print out a vision board if you want. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. So guys, here it is. I'm gonna
Do you
go
want to
over
make
my
my
vision
box
board a
smaller
little bit.
so it's easier?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys my vision board, and Sammy and I are gonna just talk a little bit about it. So here's the whole thing. It's a very collagey. All right, I'm gonna start from the top and kind of make my way down here, and it'll make a lot of sense as to why this bottom is a little bit there's a lot going on. So the very first part of my board, I tried to put like the easiest stuff to achieve. In the summer, I'm planning on visiting Maryland to see Sammy, and then I have a relative in New Jersey. So the exact month isn't picked out, but that's my plan for the summer. In September is Playlist 2021, which is currently September 3rd to the 5th, I believe, of this year. So as long as things work out and COVID doesn't, potentially close things down for much longer, we'll get the plane and the Airbnb. We're gonna all hang out and meet. It's gonna be super cool. Before Playlist, I have this goal, guys. If you don't know, I've been on this app for 2 years and I've been deleted twice. So third time is the charm, right? So this is me getting a top badge gift.
Lucky number 3.
Here we go. So my goal is to have my top badge by the time Playlist rolls around, which gives me a little bit of time to reach my goals. See here, could you tell I used paint for this? 5 million diamonds.
I didn't even think about it.
Oh yeah, I definitely use paint. Such a pro at it. So guys, this kind of leads to here, right here. Do you see this here? It's my happy thoughts will become my reality. So I'm trying to be more positive and confident in myself. So this is I am confident. There's self affirmations in there, like determined, trustworthy, generous, valuable, etc. In turn, I want my mental health to be better. So and the way that I'm going to be able to achieve that is by eating better, thinking more positive, and exercising, which I have an injury, a pretty bad one on my knee. So I've had to find some ways to modify my exercise. So, being able to accept me at the state I am was very hard for me to do, actually. So it took a lot. I'm actually just now starting. I bought an exercise bike, and I'll kind of get into more stuff here in a second because it'll all make sense. This was me making my vision board because I didn't realize that I wasn't thinking about my future. So if anybody is a SpongeBob fan, this literally was me this weekend having a crisis about my future. But it's fine because this actually really opened my eyes to a lot of things. Oh yeah, and of course this is part of the eating. So I want to eat better by actually eating full balanced meals 3 times a day, which I've had an eating disorder in my past. So this is very challenging for me, but it's something I'm working on. And by 2022, all of this stuff should be accomplished or at least started. And when I say started, this is kind of the stuff here that gets a little boggled up for me. So by 2022, actually, let me just get in a little detail here. I'm a physical therapy assistant, if you don't know me. And I have a very bad knee injury where my knee dislocates when I walk. And I have had surgeries and rehabs, and it's been 3 years now. And I made this before I saw my surgeon. But I saw my surgeon yesterday, and there's possibly a surgery in my future. Hopefully it will work. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't fail, but there's a chance that it might not work. But this is representing the surgery and the rehab, and it's also a double whammy because I want to get back to physical therapy work. This is the ultimate goal in a perfect world. But in case something happens and I don't actually get back to my physical abilities, I wanted some other options, and I'm not exactly sure what I want with my future if this physical therapy work isn't really going to work out. But I've kind of narrowed it down. Research is required for a lot of this stuff. I've decided that I would like to be my own boss and also work, another job, like a physical therapy job. But I've actually contacted a life coach, and we're going to be starting to talk about entrepreneur type of things and starting my own business and maybe getting certifications in certain areas where I can help coach people as well. And this is by 2022, I want to have this accomplished. I want to have my own business started by 2022. I also, like I said, I would like to have an hourly job too, because I want to have multiple income sources. So if physical therapy work doesn't work out, I'm going to start school for X-ray tech in 2022. The substance abuse counselor is just if this entrepreneurship is something that I decide doesn't work for me. These are both able to be accomplished in 6 months, which is why I have them both on here. Just so and I know that everything else is so specific, but this, like I said, guys, you see Squidward right here, this was me this past week because I realized I was letting my my partial disability completely control me and not let me continue to achieve goals in my life. So I'm actually really glad I did the vision board because I've made a lot of changes already very quickly. So
yeah. You did a fantastic job. How do you guys think Gabby did with doing SMART goals? And remember, by SMART, we mean specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Do we think she made SMART goals? Yeah. Yeah. She was very specific in what she is looking to accomplish. There's no like ambiguity about that, except for maybe kind of at the bottom, but that's because they're further away and she needs to accomplish other goals first to kind of see how that's going to play out. So that's okay. Definitely measurable. We know how they're going to be achieved or not. Achievable. I don't think any of them were like way out of proportion for where you're at and what you've done so far. So achievable and realistic and timely, right? So these are goals that you're trying to set within the next year. It's not 30 years down the road, which in vision boards that's kind of okay if you do that. But I was glad that you stuck to the like relatively near future.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really, and I'm like vulnerable on this show and on this app. So if you know me, this is no secret. But yeah, I mean, I've actually been kind of really depressed knowing like I found out like 7 months ago that I might remain at this level of being physical, which means I have to change my career like completely. And I've been waiting for, surgeries to be scheduled and multiple doctors to be seen, tons of tests. I found out that I have an autoimmune disease, which might contribute to some of my problems. So I've been like letting myself dwell on that stuff. And I'm a very, very like driven person. I like if I'm not like doing something or trying to achieve a goal, I feel like something's wrong. I used to be like like I was seriously such a busy bee. Like I would make myself busy even when I was in college. It was like crazy. But yeah. So honestly, the vision board for me, and I'm not being biased, y'all. This is like I'm serious. Like this was an exercise for me that took me several days because I really put a lot of thought into it. And I might have had a mental breakdown, but it's okay because it's okay. I'm actually going through some stuff, but this vision board really opened my eyes for real, like being able to do this.
Yeah,
So,
it sounds like it helped kind of kick you in the butt a little bit and say like, hey, we gotta start doing some things.
yeah, definitely. Yep. And I saw my surgeon yesterday, and apparently Wednesday we might know some stuff. So that might hopefully gets the ball rolling. I'm really excited. If you guys are just joining, this is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. Sammy is in the box. She's my co-host. She is a mental health therapist, and today we're talking about vision boards and the science the science behind vision boards, why they're beneficial, and how to make vision boards and things like that. So we have one we have one more amazing person to get in the box. His name is Blake Premer. He is our guest today, and he actually took the time to create a vision board, which we are so excited about because
Yes.
we don't usually ask our guests to do homework. So it was really cool that Blake was like, "Yeah, I'm totally down. Let's do it."
Blake got a lot of homework.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna jump out of the box. Blake, it's all
All right.
you.
Yes, extra credit. Oh my gosh, somebody's trying to battle me. Blake Premier, if you could get in the box, it's time to pick your brain because I'm really excited to see everything that you have put together for us today. Let's get you in this big box, my friend. Hello, Blake. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh no, is it me? Oh, they can't hear you either. You want to jump out of the box real quick and come back? Oh gosh. Well, guys, thank you for being here. I'm really hoping that you guys are learning something today. I hope that you guys will actually take advantage of the things you've learned today and actually create your own vision board and put a lot of thought into it because really opened my eyes to some things. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the gifts. Blake will be with us shortly as soon as we figure out the sound issue. I'll review how to make a board again if you guys are just coming in. So if you guys are just coming in, vision boards are a tool that you can use to motivate you to reach your goals and your aspirations in life. It's super easy to make one. All you need to make one is like a poster board, glue or tape, and like collages from like the internet or a magazine. You put it and you choose the pictures you want to represent your desires and goals. And so we're about to see Blake's vision board here. I believe it's much different than mine. Oh my goodness. No, I don't hear you. Those dang AirPods.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I hear you now. This is loud and clear. Oh,
Okay.
all right.
That was not a product placement for Apple.
Wow, Blake, thanks for being here. I'm glad we got the sound situation under control. I'm really excited to see what you have for us. For anyone who doesn't know you, and I don't know how you don't know Blake Premer at this point, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Blake. Great to meet you. If I have not met you, I've been on the app now for about a year. I host a dating show on here. It's called Love Quest every Thursday. Gabby was one of our spectacular guests. Yeah, and I do try to just bring love and joy to my streams. I treat streaming like a party. I'm like, everyone's welcome. Come on in, and it's just been an amazing experience. And I would like to say this. I was not very arts and crafty. So if I can do a vision board, you all can do a vision board. Like, I hope I inspire everyone to get some glue. Like, don't judge if things are not, perfectly put in place. Like, I hope I can inspire you to like do your own vision board through like me doing one.
Honestly, this was really cool. So when you were making this vision board, did you feel like you got like a lot out of the experience?
Yeah, no, it was really good. Yeah, this thing's huge. I'm not gonna lie. I had
Let's go.
so much on here.
Listen, you're a very goal-oriented person, so I had a feeling you were gonna have a lot of awesome stuff for us to see today.
Yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, I mean, some of it here's I did some research into vision board, and I've learned a couple things. Like, one, I think a vision board, probably the most important thing, a tip to a vision board, is just how it makes you feel. Especially if you're gonna look at your vision board in the morning, like it just wants to. You want something that's just gonna like bring you joy, bring you excitement, bring you that motivation. So I kind of, had that in my mind while I was making this. Like, how would I feel when I look at this morning, and like, how would it inspire me to go after my dreams and be a better person? That was my.
I definitely, and honestly, I even felt like when I put the board together, like I felt like euphoric when I saw it all put together. I was like, "Yo, that's so cool."
Yeah.
So
totally.
So Blake, if you don't mind, let's start taking a look at what you got here for us.
Sure, we could start with the quote. 2021 will be the best year of my life, Blake Premer. So I actually quoted myself because, like, truly, I really genuinely feel like this will be the best year of my life. This vision board is 2021 vision board. So yeah, that's kind of how I got things started. Dr. Morgan is not here, but I used a lot of Dr. Morgan quotes and affirmations. She's very big in that, So, like, for example, make sure you're giving yourself this year. There is no better gift. So I just wanted to read that. Like, I've always kind of wanted to read more inspirational quotes in the morning. And so I made that also kind of a key part of my vision board, is quotes that actually were like, going to put me in that frame of mind of like, this is a growth year. This is a year I'm going after my dreams. Like, let's go.
Heck yeah.
Here, please take this from me. I'm going to educate a little bit on goal making, although I haven't done it yet because I would like to find the woman of my dreams. So this is the biggest poster or biggest photo on the board. It is insanely specific. I don't even know if all of it fits. It is on a cruise ship. My favorite cruise ship, Royal Caribbean. This is Deck 7, the Martini Bar. And yeah, that's me in Future Bay, having a drink at the bar. That's my dream, to be the social couple on a cruise ship. Like, that's my vision of what I want for my life. I want a beautiful couple where we're social. We're the couple that like are talking to other people at the bar. Like, that's the life I want. That's exactly what I want in my life. And it's my number one thing, I feel like, that I'm like hoping to bring into my life is love. And so, yeah, that is front and center. Then, of course, we got pictures of the fam. Got my whole family there, mom and dad, grandma. She's so cool. Cousins, sister. Like, I need to look at my family every day. I want to be reminded how I'm so lucky to have family in my life. Of course, got, gym and healthy, foods. That's a big part of my year. And then if we move on, Love Quest. Of course. And then there's Blake, working out in shape. So it's just a commitment to stay swole. Then we get into, more affirmations. These are dating mindset affirmations from Dr. Morgan. Visit Dr. Morgan Coaching or listen to our podcast. Let's get vulnerable. Shout out to Dr. Morgan. So
yeah, shout out to Dr. Morgan.
she's my friend, but she's the truth. She's the absolute truth. And she's an amazing human, and I get inspired by her. It's like crazy. She's my friend. And I'm so lucky to know her. So seriously, she has some great dating affirmations. So part of my love goal, I got the vision. Now I'm gonna say some affirmations, kind of, learn a little bit. Part of my 2021 goals, I want to get paid to teach in some sort, not kids yet, but more like presentations, business, stuff like that. So, I have a picture of that to remind me that's my goal. And then, Ryan Seacrest, because I would love to be a host on TV. I would love to get a bunch of roses and just have the opportunity to do that. And then I put some of my favorite books on here as well. Thank you, Hippie. Kabbalah, which is a spiritual practice I'm into a bit. Badass Habits by Jen Sincero, who's so cool. She writes about serious things, but does it in a voice that's very she curses. It's very legible. Honestly, here's the thing. There is no way to do a vision board wrong, so I get an A+. Literally, I get an A+. Everyone
You do get an A+.
You do a vision board, you did it right. So
yes.
Talk to me.
So Blake, I noticed that there were quite a few quotes on there that you didn't mention. Do you think you could pull out a couple that really speak to you?
Yeah, one of them is your attachment style represents the unconscious narrative you have about relationships. You have the power to rewrite the narrative. That you're gonna have to come to Love Quest. Attachment theory is so real. And so this is a reminder that I'm an avoidantly attached person. If I can correct that, that's the key to me finding love. That's a little deep. Probably the quote. Okay, here's the real quote that hits me. A little morbid, but we all die. The goal isn't to live forever. The goal is to create something that will. And that was actually a quote that was read at my grandma's funeral. And she was the most amazing, sweet person in the world. And it just reminds me to honor her life and to remember that, I want to leave something in this world that people, I want to better the world. I want to leave something, I want that to be my legacy. That I left something beautiful and wonderful that lives on and helps us. That quote reminds me of that.
I admire how you can make everything positive in some way. You're such a positive person. Thank you for sharing that with us. That was really, really cool, Blake. So he is a very hardworking man. He's got goals. Just to kind of backtrack a little bit, your love goal is the biggest thing you have on there. You want to find the love of your life in 2021.
Oh, it's
is that the goal?
It's 100%. It's it will happen. Yeah.
So I'm just going to plug something real quick. Ash Marie, my cousin in the comments, has a show called Love at First Sight on Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And Blake is actually is the bachelor of the night. So if anybody has a crush on Blake, keep it a secret. Message Ash Marie, or you can message me and I'll relay the message because it's going to be a really cool show. And Blake is determined to find the love of his life this year. So could it be you?
Saturday. Literally Saturday, I could just tear this vision board up and be I'm out. Peace.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys, hit Ash with a favorite messenger. She has her Instagram in her bio. It's going to be a really fun show. Sammy J is actually the Bachelorette. It's a Valentine's Day special. So this is going to be super cool this weekend, guys.
Totally.
Well, Blake, is there anything else that you'd like to add or plug before you head out of here?
Definitely want to give a huge shout out to the amazing people, some crew up in the stream right now. We got Hippie, who I absolutely adore. We got Jameson, that's the number one, my homie. We got Beth, the stream lawyer. Whiskey, yeah, Kim, a lot of people that I absolutely adore. Chris Casper stopped by to say hi. Love that dude. Like, so yeah, some really amazing people. Ash Marie, like, it's crazy the real connections you make on this app. It's very special. Like, seriously. And I try to tell people too, when you're doing the app, if I could give any advice, if I could give any advice for doing the app, I promise you it is not about the diamonds, it's about the relationship. And focus on the relationships, you enjoy the relationships, you will grow immensely on this app. You will do so well, and you have so much fun, and it's just the truth. I focus so much, or not. I just enjoy the relationships, the love, and I'm seeing it right now just by seeing like all these special people here come see me. So that's very humbling, and yeah, I truly feel like the last thing I'll say is I think a piece of the vision board for me is I feel like if I'm not being the best version of myself, I'm letting down those around me. So, I'm inspired to be the best version for myself. I'm also inspired to inspire others. And so many people believe in me, and I'm so thankful for that. And I have like true love in my heart.
Blake, thank you so much for taking the time out of your week, or maybe the past 2 weeks, to get your vision board done for us. You actually had your board done before me. I was like, whoa, this guy, man, he's not messing around. You're one of the busiest people I know. So thank you so much for joining us, Blake. Make sure you guys catch Blake and Dr. Morgan on Love Quest on Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Am I right? Okay, I got you. All right, Blake, thank you so much. You can exit the box. I don't want to end my stream.
Thank you so much. I would go fishing, deep sea fishing anytime with you, catch food. Appreciate you so much. All the love in my heart. Peace.
Goodbye. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. Sammy's going to get back here in the box. We just had Blake Premer in the box with us talking about his vision board. You're probably going to be really big, so let me fix that for you.
Big box.
Yeah, we're going to medium box.
So much better.
So we just had Blake in the box, and Blake showed us his vision board for 2021. He made it very specific. So Sammy, what did you think?
Oh my gosh, love it. The attention to detail, just this is yeah. I mean, you can tell by the amount of effort in that vision board that he is ready. He is making these goals happen. It's not a question of if, but when they're happening. So phenomenal job, Blake. Great model of how just taking the time to sit and structure something in your head, put it on a piece of paper, or I don't even know what that was, some kind of canvas, can help you to motivate to just say, yes, I'm making it happen. So that was great. I'm beyond impressed. I don't even know what the right word is. You know me and words.
I know he went like above and beyond with that board. It was so organized, and the mine just looked like a preschool like project. No, I'm just kidding. Give myself some more credit. But guys, I'm just curious. Is anybody here interested in making a vision board now, or maybe you plan on it? Maybe you're thinking about it. Hit a 1. Anybody who maybe has never made one before?
What would
Perhaps.
be really cool if people like felt comfortable enough sending us pictures of their vision boards and posting them on the Instagram. If people like making a whole kind of post with everybody's vision boards. That
would be super cool. If anybody is up for that, making your own vision board and being vulnerable enough to share it with us, we will shout you out on Instagram. So you can preferably message the shows, which is inittogether_meet me. It's in my bio. Sometimes people put it in the comments. Maybe you'll see it.
Jeff, you need to keep working on yours.
Yes. Also, guys, if you ever have any questions or suggestions and you're like, I want an answer right now, please favorite Sammy J. She is a mental health counselor. She is my co-host on the show, and she's such an awesome and fun person. So you guys need to see her in her streaming zone when she's not like in the In It Together zone, because she is seriously so
amazing. It's a whole lot different, though. It's a whole lot different, so don't judge me.
That's okay. It's okay. Listen, it is what it is. No, I'm just kidding.
But I will say I do answer DMs if they are more than just like a hi. So if you're looking for something specific, I definitely will answer. Remember though that it is not a therapy service or anything like that. If you just need questions about resources or just like clarification on something, like absolutely, I do not mind people DMing me and getting those things for sure. Or
Awesome.
popping into my stream and just starting up conversation.
Sammy's also on Love at First Sight. Ash Marie right here is the host of the show with her co-host Penny. It's a blind date show. So if anybody is interested in being a blind date, do not tell us right now. Make sure you message Ash Marie. Her Instagram is in her bio. Maybe she can get you on, and maybe you'll have a shot with Sammy. Who knows? So make sure you guys hit us with the hi, hit her with the favorite. Does anyone have any takeaway from the show today, or anything they've learned, or any questions you might still have for Sammy or I?
Questions. I live for questions. And stats. I'm sad we didn't have any stats this week.
I know we didn't have. It's okay. Next week we'll have stats.
So
That's gonna be
many
really cool.
stats next week. I can't even.
Blake is so organized. I would love to be as organized as Blake.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like an unorganized person. Where is your vision board, Sammy? That's a good
I
question.
just thought you guys might get vision board added out with two, so you know.
That was days of work. Yeah, I put days of work into that vision board as well. Had my little just one more time. That was me this weekend. Future. That was me this weekend, okay? But it ended up being super worthwhile. I hope you guys will potentially make vision boards for yourselves. And if you'd like to send it in, we can post your story on Instagram, shout you out. But if you want to keep it private and you don't want to post it, I just hope you do it because it's super beneficial and super fun. It's really cool.
And Taurus had a question. So Taurus, I am actually a mental health professional. I'm a licensed therapist. So I do professionally help people with mental health disorders. On the app, we don't necessarily do therapy. We're providing education, we're providing resources, tools, all kinds of stuff. So we're not therapizing here, but we are helping anybody out that's struggling, not just people with mental health disorders. Because you don't have to have a mental health disorder to struggle.
True that. And if anybody has any suggestions for the show, or maybe something that you're like looking to get some help with or some advice with, message either Sammy here and be specific about what you would like to talk about, or message us on Instagram. I would love if you guys could follow us there. It's _meet me. It's in my bio if you guys want to take a screenshot and follow us there. We always post questions up that are related to the topic. Earlier this show, we kind of went through all of the Q&A sections, and it gives you a chance to be our guest and also just be like involved in the show in some way. So it's super cool. So I think do you guys have any other questions for us? Questions. Yeah, I'm great. Hello. Well, guys, make sure you hit that star before you leave. I do the show with Sammy J every single Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about coping with emotional, social, and psychological well-being to promote self-healing and self-development. We have a new topic every week that we dig into. We provide you with educations, resources, and tips that you can apply to your everyday life on your journey to happier living. And we're in it together, and that's why we have the show. If you ever need a little bit of motivation or some tips or just a push in the right direction, that's what we're here to do. So thank you so much for being with us. We just got done talking about vision boards today. Next week is a Valentine's Day special. So we're going to be talking about love and mental health and the 5 love languages. And it's going to be super, super cool. So if you guys want to know a lot of fun facts about mental health and love, come and see us next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And we're going to have a couple from the app talking about their love experience. So that's fun too. I'm excited.
Yes, it is going to be so fun. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Sammy, before I close the show with this tarot card?
I don't think I have anything. I'm just excited that everybody was here today. And I hope some people will learn some things and are going to use it. And I can't wait to see people's vision boards, or at least hear, hey, I did one and it was so useful. So,
yes.
Or maybe it wasn't. You can talk to me about that too. Maybe we can figure out why it wasn't useful. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm gonna jump out of the box and let Gabby finish up here. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Guys, please favorite Sammy before she jumps out of this box. She's an amazing person. She's a live streamer on this app. She streams like every day. If you ever want to ask her any questions, head to her stream. Hit her with a hi. She's awesome. Bye,
Thank
Sammy.
you. Love you guys.
So, guys, I always close the show with the tarot card from this deck called Soul Truth. They're self-awareness cards by Brienne Hobie. And the point of these cards is to try to activate some soulful like advice. So like advice from within. So last week we talked about sleep and its impact on our mental health. We had Chris Key on the show. We talked to him about some of his habits and things like that. So for the show last week, I'm not going to go into super detail. We post these on Instagram after the show. Last week's card was, am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully show up in my life? If you'd like to see the whole card, please follow us on Instagram, _meet me. This is the card for vision boards this week. What is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want to do right now? What story are you telling yourself? When you think about your dreams, what is the first limiting thought that comes to your mind? If you are not living the life you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. Today's soul action says that it's time to upgrade. Look your belief in the eye. Where did it come from? What new belief are you ready to adopt in its place? How will this change your results? Remember, your belief is the root of your results. Own it, heal it, upgrade it. Guys, thank you so much for joining. My name is Gabby. This is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. Hit that star if you'd like to come back next week to talk about love, languages, and love and mental health. I'm so happy you guys were here. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Blake Premer for being an amazing guest. He went above and beyond for us this week. Shout out to all the gifters: Blake, Jameson, Hippie, Chris from Florida, Chris Dude, Sassy Skittles, Chris Casper. You guys are all amazing, and I appreciate you. We will catch you next week. Have a wonderful night, guys.